Hello everyone, I hope your Tuesday's going well. I'm your host, Angelina.
And I'm Erika. Welcome back to another episode of Studio 21. We got a Disney controversy to share with y'all, an awesome interview with Glaive, a new film you want to catch in the theaters, and an interview with the owner of Benjie's Munch, a restaurant that you will have your mouth watering for. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Gossip Guru. I'm Angelina.
And I'm Erika.
Our first topic this week is about a shocking discovery made by legendary Thor actor Chris Hemsworth. He recently launched his new TV show Limitless with Chris Hemsworth, in which he explores the different ways humans can live better for longer by taking on physical challenges. During the filming of this show, he took a DNA test as a part of one of the episodes, which found that he has a rare combination of two genes that both increase his risk of getting dementia later in his life.
Oh, that's definitely a lot to learn about, but I guess it's better to know and prepare yourself.
It can be for sure, but it has led to Hemsworth taking time off to focus on acting and his family.
That's definitely a smart move. If I was in his situation, my view on my career would shift a little bit.
A lot of people online agree with you. This discovery has reminded people that this testing does exist. It has prompted many people to ask whether or not they would want to know, because while there is no cure, there are lifestyle changes or treatments that can help slow the severity of the disease. Still, many people think that they would rather live without knowing, as knowing would be too stressful.
I can definitely see both of those sides, and I mean, it is a very personal choice.
It definitely is. And the way that this news has helped spread the word further about this option for people is definitely going to benefit everyone. I will also say that the internet has responded surprisingly well to this story, with minimal anger from fans and a general avoidance of intrusive coverage of this very personal and stressful event.
Whoa! Breaking news! Gossip Guru praises audiences! Anyways, my story for today is about the new Disney anime movie, Strange World.
What world?
Exactly. This movie flopped in the box office, which is no surprise considering that Disney did next to nothing to promote it.
Okay, so what's important about this?
Oh, well, you see, this film is also the first Disney animated film to include a queer person of color as the main character.
Oh no, I think I see where this is going.
Oh yeah, Disney did no marketing for the movie, but is now blaming the flop on the fact that the lead of the movie is a gay character. This is pretty obviously a bad thing, as the queer lack of effort by Disney to promote this movie will now result in a precedent being set that will serve as an excuse not to include underrepresented groups.
I feel like this happens a lot, but for whatever reason, I can't think of examples. I wonder why that is.
Well, that's exactly what people are worried about. If this movie's flop results in a erase of queer people of color from future media, then the blame ultimately falls on Disney for abandoning this movie at the very last second instead of taking it as seriously as their other animated films. Because of the people who have seen it, there is a consensus that it is pretty good and ranks in the better half of Disney animated films.
Well, it's a shame that representation in movies like that there must be earned, but I mean, what always reflects the public's best interest? Profits.
Yeah, that's all we have this semester. It's been a pleasure talking gossip with you. I'm Erika.
And I'm Angelina. As this is our last show of the semester, I just wanted to say one thing. Jojo Siwa. Now, here's our music video of the week, Electric Charm by Carrie Illinois.
Hi, I'm Glaive, and you are listening to KRTU 91.7 FM, San Antonio, Texas. Have a wonderful day.
Hey everybody, we're here at Paper Tiger on Sunday to see Glaive perform and get a couple of interviews. Hi, my name is Matthew.
Hi, my name is Layla.
Okay, how long have you been listening to Glaive?
About a year and a half.
Okay, do you have any favorite songs that you really like of his?
Yes. I love Just Like You for the Image and
Okay.
Cloak and Dagger with Eric DOA.
Very cool. What's your favorite EP or album of his?
Oh. I think Old Dog New Tricks.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Hi, I'm Matthew,
Hi, I'm Jordan.
And I'm Christian Vasquez.
and we're here at Glaive. So how long have you, how do you guys know each other?
About 2 years now, right?
Yeah, we've known each other for about 2 years now. I actually met I met him from my cousin, and we actually became best friends off rip. It was a really cool experience meeting him.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And so you're coming to see Glaive. Do you have any favorite songs you guys like to hear?
Definitely mine would be D&D.
Very cool. Very good.
One of mine, and I know this is gonna sound a little funny. It's called "I Want to Slam My Head Against the Wall."
Very nice. That's a very good song.
Yeah, it's
okay.
really good.
Do you guys have a favorite EP or album as well?
Mine was Cypress Grove.
That's a good one.
I have to second that one. Cypress Grove was amazing.
Yeah,
Very
that was
cool.
the best one, honestly.
And now a little bit more of a personal question. Do you guys have any song of his that like personally resonates with you on like a deeper level, or at all?
For me, I think it has to be his most recent song,
Okay.
3 Wheels and It Still Drives.
Mhm.
That song just hit way too close to home. It was really good. I love that
feel that.
song.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that one is very relatable for
Mhm.
right now, especially with everything going on. So
I agree. And so, do you guys come to the Paper Tiger often, or San Antonio natives?
this is our first time here.
Yeah,
Very
this
cool.
is our first time here. My first time as well.
Very cool. Are y'all excited to come and watch the show?
Yes,
Oh, yeah, most
yes,
definitely.
most definitely.
Very
Yeah, we're
cool.
super excited.
Hi, I'm Matthew.
Hi, my name's Liberty.
Okay, how long have you been listening to Glaive?
Like a week.
Okay, within that week, how many songs have you heard of his?
I listened to the Spotify Top 5.
Okay, within that top 5, which song do you like the most?
I like Astrid.
Okay, what did you specifically like about Astrid?
I think it's like a fun song to like play in the car, kind of listen to with friends.
Very cool. Do you hope he plays that song tonight?
I actually do.
Hello, yes, I'm here at the Paper Tiger, and I'm interviewing Glaive. How has your tour been so far, Glaive?
Oh, it's been great. it's been fun. We've been all over, and now we're in San Antonio, and it's a beautiful day.
Very cool. Okay, so over the summer you went on tour with Kid Leroy.
I did.
How was your own tour compared to that one?
They're both very fun. I mean, the Kid Leroy's tours in Europe, and I'd never been, so I was like, wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy. But I've also never been to like pretty much all the places we went on this tour. We went to like Grand Rapids, Michigan, and like just places that I never thought I'd be at, and now I found out they're all really nice. Like everything's really nice. I would say they're like the same idea, kind of going to different places, but they're both the same amount of enjoyment.
Nice. How
For
are you
me.
enjoying Texas so far?
I like it. It's way too hot for me.
Yeah, it's...
I can't deal with it. I'm from North Carolina, and it's like I just can't. We were walking today, and I literally thought I was gonna pass out and die.
Yeah.
It's just too much for me. But like, if the weather was perfect, it would be a great place. The weather's being a little hot makes it iffier, but it's still great. I really like it.
Nice.
People here are like pretty nice, at least to me so far.
Let me go on to this. So I heard you were growing up in Hendersonville, which is in North Carolina.
Yeah.
You say it's very small. It's also kind of boring at times. Are there any places there that you do find a lot of inspiration for? Like, are there great like personal value to you?
Well, I definitely, when I was younger, especially like 15, I really didn't like it there, and that's like when I was first doing interviews, and I would just be like, I hate Hendersonville. Now I'm a little bit older, and I think it's nicer,
Nice.
definitely. I would say that it's still not my favorite place in the world, but definitely it's more inspiring than it is. It's like, it can be really boring, and it can be kind of like but it's a very inspiring place. It's very beautiful. We were there for my tour. We did a show there, and it was kind of near Hendersonville, like 30 minutes away, and it was all my music friends were there, and my videographer and everybody. It was a good time. It was a good time.
Very cool. And I know that your parents are very supportive of your music career, especially your mom. Would you like to go more in depth on that throughout your music career?
Of course, yeah. My mom especially. Both of my parents are very supportive, and obviously no disrespect to my dad. He's lovely, but my mom is just definitely way more like into it. She texted me today. I didn't even get the chance to read it because I just walked in here. My mom, I sent her my next like song that comes out, and she sent me back like a 5-page paragraph, and I was like, I love you so much, mother, but I don't know if I can read that right now. But yeah, they're both my parents are super supportive. Shout out to Mark and Rebecca, the goats.
Very cool. Okay. Well, in the beginning of your SoundCloud and like early music career, you were also in high school over Zoom, of course, and like online, and you had a couple of issues with like math and stuff like that, like attendance wise.
Yeah.
How is that going now?
Well, I would say that it's not going at all.
Okay.
I don't go to high school anymore. I didn't graduate yet. I just don't go.
Okay.
I have one class left, math. You guys are all collegiate level, so you guys are scholars. I have math 4 left, which is like the highest math that you can take, but I don't know. I'll get to it. I'm hoping early next year I get to just finishing it, but as of right now it's not going at all because I'm not going at all.
Yeah, I respect that. If you were to go to college, let's say, what would you think you would have studied or majored in?
Well, before I made music, I really wanted to be a veterinary surgeon.
Oh, very cool.
Which now I know a little bit more about veterinary surgeonship, and it does seem like a very depressing job. I do love taking care of animals, but I don't necessarily like putting down animals. But I mean, if it happened right now and somebody gave me a full ride scholarship to like Duke or something, I'd probably go veterinary college. Maybe something music related. I don't know. Maybe
just maybe, you know.
Maybe I'd think about it. But yeah.
Okay. Also, throughout a lot of your album covers and a couple of your songs, you have this big dog motif going on. It's like, is there any personal reading or like personal meaning behind that?
Well, it's kind of like how I just said. I love dogs.
Okay.
My families have always been dog people, definitely not cat people, and I just like them. It definitely, for a while, it was like that was all I liked. Like, I was like, dogs. I like dogs and I like music, so we're gonna make all the music dog related. But now I'm a little over that. But yeah, I like dogs. I've had a lot of good dogs in my life.
Nice. Do you have any dogs you want to shout out right now?
Back home, my parents have 2, Daisy and Frizzy.
Oh, those are very cool.
Goats.
Yeah.
Goats.
With your newest release, 3 Wheels and It Still Drives, already over having 1 million like Spotify listens.
Yeah.
Are there any of your songs that you've made over your music career that you really personally resonate with?
The 3 Wheels is probably the most because it's so recent and it's like a very specific personal story. That one is probably the most. And but I mean, almost all my songs, especially like stuff that's coming out that isn't out yet but it comes out soon, is like really personal. Like sometimes it's like, okay, chill, but it's I mean, all my songs have been personal up to a point, but definitely like the most recent ones are even a little more personal, and they resonate with me a lot.
Nice. Is there any information that you can say about your latest album or anything like that?
This is the thing is people ask me that all the time, and I would love to tell you, but I don't really know. Okay. I think it's done almost, kind of.
Okay.
But we're working on it. It. I'm hoping for it as soon as possible. I go on this tour. After I think it was like a few 7 or 8 more shows, and we do that, and then I go back and I'm gonna try to like finish it, and then after that we'll figure it out.
I can't wait. That sounds like such a good album. If you could describe it in like 3 words, is that okay? Would you be able to do that?
3 words.
3 words.
Can you do it? Can I have him do it?
Sure.
Hassan, come on. Hassan has heard all the songs pretty much. He's been there for the majority of the making of it. If you could describe the Glaive album in 3 words, what would you describe it as, buddy?
Sad. Chaotic. Deep.
Sad, chaotic, and deep.
Sad, chaotic, and deep.
I can sort of. I would have maybe done sad, energetic, and deep, because it's like sad and deep and when you say that, it like gets, but it is still very energetic.
I like that. No, that was
But
was
yeah,
good.
thank you,
I can see
Hassan.
that.
The crowd goes wild, Hassan.
When you did your Toronto show, you opened up, or you didn't open up. You said you were going to open up with a different band. Then you did an acoustic session.
Yeah.
That was very spontaneous and very cool. Can we look forward to seeing more of this in your future music career?
Yeah, I would love to. I have a few shows coming up in Florida that got canceled because of the hurricane, and I kind of want to do it again. I haven't decided if I will, but I think like on the Glaive album, whatever it shall be called, a lot of it is kind of acoustic. Like Through Wheels is also kind of acoustic. It's like definitely experimenting more with the acoustic guitar as an instrument, and I like doing it. It really just depends on if there's anybody there. I'm like slowly but surely learning the guitar, but I need like 2 really good guitar players because the parts are kind of hard. But I definitely hope to do more acoustic sets.
Very cool.
Hello and welcome to Release Date. I'm Daphne Tett.
And I'm Zane Clow.
Studio 21 viewers from last semester should know why I've been itching to talk about this one. After a year and a half of waiting, Splatoon 3, the latest game in the Splatoon franchise, finally hit the Nintendo Switch on September 9th of this year.
In this game, players create their own Inklings and Octolings and travel to the city of Splatsville to participate in ink battles. The standard mode is Turf War, where 2 teams compete to cover as much of the stage in their ink as they can. But those looking for an even more competitive scene can go into the Anarchy battles, which have a variety of objectives that crank the action up to 11.
That's not all the game has to offer. Players can team up in the cooperative Salmon Run mode, enter the story mode to solve the mystery of Alterna and the Fuzzy Ooze, and shoot some Octarians while they're at it, or spend hours playing Table Turf Battle, a card game version of Turf War where you can play cards to ink turf.
While I've never personally played any of the Splatoon games, I've heard great things about them from friends. They've always seemed fun. Maybe with the newest entry, I'll finally give myself to play one.
When I first talked about this game back in April, I predicted that it was going to be an awesome game. Now that I've bought it and played it, I can confirm that it's an awesome game. I'm typically not a fan of shooter games, but there's something about the Splatoon series that has me coming back. And Splatoon 3 is no exception. It's incredibly fun to cover everything you see in ink, get into fights with opponents, and watch your progress as you become the best ink battler you can be. I'm not what you would consider to be good at the game, but I can lose and lose and lose and want to keep playing.
Splatoon 3 is available physically wherever games are sold and digitally on the Nintendo eShop. For this week's film, we'll be talking about a movie that will be getting an IMAX release on November 30th, as well as a wide release on December 6th, 8th, and 11th. It is a film that is incredibly important to me personally, and that's Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0 Thrice Upon a Time.
This movie is the 4th and final installment of the rebuild of Evangelion franchise, a sort of reboot sequel hybrid of its original series, Neon Genesis Evangelion, and follow-up of the movie, The End of Evangelion. This film was originally released in Japan in March of 2021, but wouldn't come to America until August of the same year through Amazon Prime. This version is the slightly edited and expanded version. The movie is also one of the longest animated films ever, with a runtime of 2 hours and 34 minutes. This is the first time any piece of media from the franchise has been released in a movie theater in America.
Now, I'll be talking about this movie, but I also want to recommend the entire franchise. For one thing, Evangelion is infamous for its dense and confusing plot, so this movie can't be watched on its own. You may be able to get away with just watching the rebuilds, but I recommend the original series and movie, which also happens to be my favorite movie ever, to get the best experience. It helps that the original show changed my entire moral, philosophical, ethical, and personal perspective of the world. It's kind of important to me. But that's what this film does well. It delivers on all that came before it. It gives us an impactful conclusion to such a long-running and complex story, and to character arcs of some of the best characters in fiction. There are some slight issues that I have to address, such as the really poor pacing. The movie eases its way into the plot, but then instantly amps everything up to 11 without much warning. Also, some of the CGI is very uncanny, but I've heard discourse that it was intentional for narrative and thematic reasons. My belief in this or not doesn't change the fact that the problem exists. But that's small stuff for the epic conclusion to what I genuinely consider to be one of the greatest pieces of fiction and artistic achievements in storytelling.
Well, I've never seen this movie or anything Evangelion related, and this trailer didn't really grab me either. For me, an anime has to have something interesting. Assassination Classroom has dark comedy and awesome action scenes. My Hero Academia takes place in a world of heroes and villains. Heck, I chose to watch Madoka Magica because it's got magical girls and a dark twist. This trailer just didn't give me any reason to watch the movie. Since I haven't seen the show, I have no idea what's going on. However, I will say, is that Chungha singing in the trailer? If it is, I'm going to lose my mind.
I can't recommend enough that you see this movie, as well as the entire franchise. It's not for everybody, it's all a bit confusing on a first or second or third watch, as well as it's disturbing, but I think it's more than worth it. I mean, it could change your life like it did mine. Anyway, that's all for Release Date. I'm Zane Clow.
And I'm Daphne Tet. Thanks for watching, and please enjoy this week's local San Antonio finds.
Benjie's Munch is a food truck and fast food restaurant located right here in San Antonio, about 15 minutes from campus. The food truck was opened in April of 2015, and 2 years later, Benjie expanded to an actual restaurant. You're good. Here are the dishes we tried from the menu today. First, we tried the spinach artichoke grilled cheese and added bacon, replicating Benjie's award-winning grilled cheese that won first place at San Antonio's Grilled Cheese Festival in both 2018 and 2019. Another menu item I tried was the crispy Brussels Caesar salad with romaine, candied pecans, craisins, house Caesar, and croutons. Next up is the Cuban sandwich, which features porchetta, smoked ham, pickles, provolone, Dijon, and crusty griddled bread. The Hatch chickpea veggie burger is a great option for vegetarians. Okay, hi, I'm Kate. I'm here at Benjie's Munch with Benjie, and I'm going to ask a couple of questions. So first, did you always know you wanted to own your own restaurant? And if not, what got you into it?
Okay, well, I've always been in restaurants, so I've always had food service background, always in corporate type environments. But I've always wanted to have my own place and do my own thing. About 8 years ago, my wife took me to a movie. I'd been 10 days on, 4 days off working, and she took me to a movie called Chef and said, it's a movie about a guy that opens a restaurant and a food truck and stuff like that. So she's like, you need to do that. Once the movie was over, said, you need to do that. You need to open up your own food truck, and just, your son's going to be a senior in high school. You've been gone for 3 years. And you need to spend some time at home and do your own thing. You've always wanted to do that. So we opened up, cashed out a 401k and just opened up the food truck. And it's been going really well ever since then. So we've kind of jumped into different levels. We keep leveling up, so we've been doing really well.
Okay, and because we tried quite a good amount of things from the menu, I'm curious as to some of the inspirations behind each dish. I know there have been 300 some different, a lot of stuff over the years in the food truck. Can you go into a couple of those?
Well, I think, so we've done right over 300 different items since we've been open, since we had the food truck. It used to be me and one other person, and I get creative and just play with food. I always like to play with food. And so one of the ones we did today was the Pock Pock, and that's kind of an inspiration out of Portland. Yeah, one of your favorites, right? Yeah, it was a really good one. So it's a Vietnamese-style preparation. We went to a place called Poc Poc Noir, and I don't think they're open anymore because of COVID, so they closed down. But my wife doesn't eat chicken on the bone, so she just will eat like breasts and stuff like that, fork and knife. I turned around, we ordered wings. I was like, that's the only way they served them. So I ordered wings, and I turned around, and she's sucking on a bone. I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, oh my God, this is so good. You need to figure out how to do this. So I just kind of played with some different ideas and got it kind of as close as I could get it to what they do, but different. So we did our own play on that. So it's just a really good preparation.
And then another thing we tried was the cheesesteak, which is neat to me because I'm from Philadelphia, but Benjie does a much different take on it. Can you go into that?
Yeah, sure. So our cheesesteak's kind of an homage to where I grew up, and I was going to school in Kingsville at Texas A&I, and there was a little shop that did like roast beef sandwiches, and they'd always serve it with cheese on it, and then you dip it in a big thing of ranch, and just the flavor combination was just so incredible, and I just always remembered that. So on our cheesesteak, I always add ranch to the bottom of it. We roast our own sirloin, so it's a really good sirloin that we do in-house. So it's high-end Angus chuck. So it's what is it? The choice or prime. So it's like a really nice lean, and just really good flavors to it. So it's just different. It's very unique.
And then one more. Where do you see the future of your restaurant going? Do you like where you're at right now? Are you going to expand, or what are you looking to do?
Well, we've been with the restaurant a little over 5 years, so we're going to be here for just a little while longer. I just extended the lease, so we're not going anywhere. And we just finished setting up ourselves as a franchise. So we can actually be bought and created anywhere in the United States. So throughout Texas. So it's a jump and a positive move for us. But it's a pretty easy template if you know someone that's interested. It's an easy jump, especially to a food truck. And the food truck overhead is just so much less than a restaurant. Restaurant's a lot much more work. But the food truck's an easy jump and very successful. So that's kind of the direction we're going. Maybe I might open another personal one in Austin. I have family in Austin, and they might be interested in opening one up there, and I just help them get that started and let them just run it. So yeah, absolutely, we're growing.
Okay, thank you so much, Benjie. Yeah.